Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave, and hot off the heels of SummerSlam this past weekend, I thought what better way to celebrate than with the 4-pack of the SummerSlam series. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to have, we're going to unbox 2 of them, leave 2 for tomorrow, then we're going to build the figure, and then we're going to rate them, because nothing's more exciting than rating a toy line. I love it. So without further ado, and with that being said, we're going to go ahead and start with the Undertaker. Like always, we're going to look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to open it up, let the little figure, let the little guy breathe, and then we're going to hopefully tell a story or two. Then we'll do the same thing with my man Lex Luger, and we'll go from there. So, as you can see, we have the Undertaker right out of the gate. You can see the nice little window. One of the things I love about this is we're getting a different type of Undertaker mold. Undertaker's usually always being used. He's a very, very well-known wrestling figure. But with this one, it's a little bit different because they're giving him his big crazy eyes that he had whenever he took on Brock the Beast Lesnar. So we'll talk about that here in just a second. Now, one of my favorite things about the Undertaker is I actually got to meet him. And we were up in Chicago. And as we're in Chicago, he was signing an autograph, and he came out and he was wearing what's his name, Elvis Presley and Muhammad Ali. And so I got up to the front and I asked him, I was like, what do you think of, or what's with the shirt? Why don't you wear one of your own? He goes, because they're greater than I am. I'm not going to argue with him. But the best part was when it came time for pictures, he has the thing where he sticks his tongue out, and people were asking him, hey, would you do that pose for me? And he was like, no, just straight face, not going to give you any kind of excitement or anything like that. So people keep asking. Somebody finally goes, why not? He goes, I didn't brush my teeth. Then the next thing he comes up, and somebody was like, will you do that where you roll your eyes in the back of your head thing? He was like, no, because it hurts my head and stuff. So I will tell you, it seems like whenever you go to The Undertaker, it's whatever mood he's going to be in. And that's the type of thing. But as far as conversation goes, after that, man, he talked about whatever you wanted to talk about. He wasn't like a, I'm going to push you down the line type of person. So my wife, who's a pre-K teacher, is going to love that I'm trying to cut scissors like this, because it makes it look like I don't know what I'm doing, and apparently I don't. So, all right. Now, because this is a Build-A-Figure, we're going to have multiple different hands that don't necessarily go with the Undertaker. So, I'm going to pop those out, and I'm going to save those for another day, because we're going to build that figure on day 3. So, with that being said, we're going to bypass all that. Oh, gosh. Look at this. All right. So, not a whole lot of accessories with this Undertaker. Like I said, Undertaker's used a ton. So, same mold's going to be the same thing over and over again. Same body mold, same tattoos, same arms, so on and so forth. This is what you call getting the most of your molds, right? Getting the most of your money so you can, utilize it to pump up another line, right? So, one of the things I was telling you about, if you look real closely at his face, you can see the big, giant eyes. During the middle of the match of Brock Lesnar, he sits up, looks at him, turns his head. Brock Lesnar starts laughing at him, and the Undertaker starts going, ha, 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 which brings me to the next face. That is the iconic moment that they're trying to capture right here. So, now, the cool thing about these, once again, pop off the head, put whatever head that you want to have your liking. Look at that. Like a glove, not falling off there. And the one accessory that you do have, besides his gloves, or his other gloved hands, he gets a hat. The, typical Undertaker hat. All right. Most of the stuff that you're actually kind of buying this line for is for that Build-A-Figure. He does have his Fist of Fury. 2 Fists of Furies that he has coming out. He's going to box with you. Then you have your microphone hands. All right. And that, my friends, is the Undertaker. So, now, next thing we're going to have, Lex Luger. Now, Lex Luger, not everybody's favorite. Not 100%. from what I understand, was not the best, well-liked person as far as wrestlers go. But I do got to tell you a story. When I was about 10 years old, it was the summer of my third grade year, and I had surgery. And my dad won tickets to meet Lex Luger. And he was the first wrestler I was ever going to meet. So I was super hyped. Plus, he was like the new Hulk Hogan of the era, getting ready to, wrestle Yokozuna. And so there we are waiting in line. Well, this surgery that I had, basically they had to reconstruct my entire right ear. So there I am with like this big giant bandage. It's August, so you're sweating to death. And, my ear's sticking out, right? So we wait in line, and it's the year of the Lex Express. So Lex Luger drives up in his big giant bus. I get all excited, all that kind of stuff. We're waiting in line, and everybody, the way that he would do is he would sign his name, and then he'd kind of like let you go, right? We weren't taking pictures or anything like that. Well, he sees me, and he goes, "You want to take a picture?" And of course, I get excited, and I say, "Yeah." I mean, I'm 40, and I'd still get excited and say, "Yeah." But he has me come around the table, and somewhere in my house, there's a picture of 10-year-old Dave meeting Lex Luger, as happy as I possibly can. I think he took pity on me, but I'm not too ashamed to take it. All right. So going back to the figure, got Lex Luger out. As you can see him, all decked out. Like I said, he was getting ready to take on the evil Yokozuna, the dastardly man from Japan. So he's all decked out in his red, white, and blue attire. Now, the one thing I will tell you is that this is actually wrong. So in the match, Lex Luger had to wear something kind of like that to cover up his forearm, because his forearm, in reality, he was in a motorcycle accident, and he had to have metal plates put in his forearm. So Yokozuna said, "Hey, we don't want you to cheat, so you got to cover up that arm." So that's actually what it's supposed to be. So this is actually incorrect. It's supposed to be on the forearm. There you go. Now, Lex Luger, once again, doesn't come with a whole lot of accessories. You have your 2 Fists of Fury, and you have your microphone hands. Now, with both of them, you'll see that this is an elite figure, so this is going to have more of your articulation. You're going to have your legs, and look at these beautiful splits that Lex Luger is making. I know a lot of people didn't realize he was actually part Jean-Claude Van Damme, but he's not. All right. And then you see this pinless double jointed elbow. That way you can get as much of the movement as you possibly can, because you want this to be as lifelike as you possibly can. So, but that is pretty much all that there is to say. I mean, he was kind of a plain Jane type of wrestler. I'm not going to lie. He was a lot more muscle than he was quality. So, all right. So those are the first 2. Tomorrow we're going to unbox the other 2. Hopefully at that point, we'll get ready to build the referee. And then I'm going to count it down. Which figure was my favorite? Which one was my least favorite? All right. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Come back. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Hopefully you all have a great day. Bye now.